I remember from what
and then she was like, "Don't you want a normal job?" I'm like, "Why do I want a normal job?"
Yeah, and I think that was the one thing that tripped me out. It's alright if you're nervous, it happens or whatever. I think for some reason it's weird.
Yeah,
this makes it weird. Like I'm telling you, because the conversations like
we've never done this before.
That's why. That's why.
Like
like
very
we're talking
time.
about the mic, so whoever's listening, this is what we're talking about. I recently found that movie because there's an actor. Maybe we'll watch the video clip later.
Mm-hmm.
But that dude, he's come out in other movies. I'm pretty sure you've seen him. But his name's Ethan Hawke. But that was like his first movie that he came out in.
That's great.
Yeah, and like he was the shy one. That dude, he's like a big actor now, like huge. But that movie
crazy,
came out like
bro.
in '87. Yeah, and we're like in 2020. Yeah, he's been doing it for like what?
40
Jesus,
years.
40 years? Yeah, that's insane. Like almost 40 years.
39 years.
Yeah, like that's insane. Yeah, and obviously he acted like in plays also.
Yep.
But he said he fell in love with like acting, like then in real life, like he fell in love with it. I guess he said that he was telling the story that they went to watch a movie called Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Air Force movie, like with fighter jets and everything. Mm-hmm. And he said that movie, him and his brother, his stepbrother, went to go see it, or like his half brother. And he said that it kind of like it rocked his soul, like it was a calling from God, that he was meant.
It's like it's like when I saw Mongraal playing, and like I heard of pros, I just wanted to be better.
Yeah.
So I just literally just like started grinding Fortnite on my controller. Then now I'm like on keyboard. Now I'm like better than when I was on controller.
That's crazy. Well, you see, I guess maybe it's kind of similar thing where he said it was like something that he felt like strong, like wanted to do. And he said that it was different because that movie, both him and his brother saw it. For him, he wanted to be an actor. He wanted to be a part of that, to kind of like play the message for people, kind of like this movie, like making free thinkers. He kind of wanted people to be like in a sense like creative, artistic or whatnot, or like to spread the message. And his brother, he saw the same movie, but for him it was a different calling because his brother went into the military. And that dude was like super like best of the best, sir, like in the army, and he was like Green Beret, like Afghanistan, Iraq, all that stuff. He's like super, Captain America soldier.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because they both went on their journeys. It was different journeys, but it's kind of like they went to what their heart called them to do. And like I'm very big on that, obviously, because I talk about that stuff a lot.
Like all day.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that all day.
Yeah, and I think that's sometimes what we talk about.
Like following your dreams is like one of the most important things you could ever do in life. Like it'll change your life forever. And it's like what you said, being happy. It's like it's better than just being like meh or like I hate this, bro. It's like it's.
And I think it is way better than I think. Like the other day, I think I was in conversation. I brought up the whole like F being mediocre or mediocrity. Like I can't do it, bro. I can't. And I think the whole happiness thing, I think it ties in a lot because a lot of people say that. They're like, oh yeah, follow your dreams and be happy. But a lot of the times it's kind of like, I think that's why I say whatever's in your heart, whatever's in your heart. Because the thing is that what is happy? Like when you do, like what is like happiness is different for everybody. And then the thing is that some people, they have a hard time trying to figure out what that is. That's why it's like, listen to your heart. Like whatever you truly feel, what you want to do is like, just do it, And obviously if you're a kid, there's restrictions,
Yeah.
Like let's say like in the movie, tying it into the movie, he felt he was trapped. Like unfortunately the actor dude, the one that was supposed to be a doctor and the dad was like a jerk.
Yeah.
He felt he was trapped and he couldn't. Like he had no other way out. Like his dad said, I'm taking you out of that school, you're not doing this, and like you're going to the military academy. And it's like, dude, his life, he felt it's over. Like literally, that's why it's unfortunate, but some people feel that way sometimes, and they feel like there's no other way out. And even though that's not the truth, but to them it's like, dude, like that's why he said, dude, that's like, and that's why he told him like, oh, it's not a jail sentence or a death sentence. He's like, it's 10. It's 10 whole years. It's like
that's
to
a
him,
long time.
yeah.
Though. That's like a long time.
Well, and then especially if it's one like not
and then
something you want to
he's
do.
gonna be like 30 when he gets out.
Yeah, and I mean, it not that it'll be bad. You're still young. Like
Yeah.
30 is still young, but it's kind of like
It took a
he
lot
felt
of your
at that moment. Like let's say obviously the kid in the movie, the character, he's supposed to be like 17.
Yeah.
So it's not like he could go out on his own. He's not an adult yet.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like his dad is trapping him. Because I think he mentioned in the beginning that he felt trapped. Like he literally felt like his mom wasn't any help, unfortunately, because she was just like almost in a sense like controlled too. She's like all quiet, timid, and scared, and she can't do anything for him. And literally the dad is like super jerk, controlling.
Yeah.
And it was like they literally had no way out. He had nobody.
He was so big, that's why. Like he was like, I'm assuming he was so scary to the mom that she just didn't want to do anything.
Yeah, and I think the son,
because I feel like the mom would be scared if she like she said anything.
And the thing is that I think the dad would be different
Mm-hmm.
if the mom wasn't so scared. But the thing is that she was like, I guess you could say oppressed. You know what that means, right? Oppressed. Kind of like kept down, like in a sense, just like controlled. I guess you could say oppressed, where she's not allowed to do what she wants or something.
Yeah.
And maybe she was okay with it, but at night she looked all sad because she's all smoking and like crying.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I thought it was a really good movie. I like I said, I found it after I saw that a TED Talk with that guy Ethan Hawke, and I was like, I've seen some of his movies and I like him. He's a cool actor. And then I saw it, and he made that phrase. He said that even to this day, he's walked down New York City, I guess that's where he lives, and he's like, there's still people that literally will yell out to him, "Oh, Captain, my Captain!" It's like, what, dude? That movie came out like 40 years ago, like 30 something years ago, and people, it came out in 1987. Yeah, so like 32 years or something like that. Yeah, 33 years.
Some people still say that.
And people will still like, they'll see him, like, I guess maybe it's kind of like, remember in the movie at the end, there was like maybe 10 kids that stood up and the rest were sitting down. So it's almost like, dude, that movie like spoke to them. Oh, it's a remote. But that movie spoke to him. But he says that literally, like, people on the street will still like yell out, "Oh, Captain, my Captain," you know, and that's pretty weird. It's weird, but it's cool. Because it's like, dude, that movie made an impact on them. Like, it really, like, it spoke to him. Just like he said, oh, when I saw that movie Top Gun, it spoke to me. And it made me, like, dude, it, like, changed, it, like, unlocked. Like, you know, we talked about last time about unlocking stuff.
Very recommended movie.
Yeah, and that's why when I saw it, I'm like, dude, I wrote it down. Like, I got to show this to Jake and Alex.
Yeah.
I was like, for sure.
Change up lives.
Right?
What was the other movie called?
Oh, the last one? The one that we saw? Jeff Who Lives at Home.
Yeah,
Jeff Who Lives at Home. Yeah,
very recommended.
Yeah, that one was more. I guess it kind of coincides with the Free Thinkers, but that one I think he was big on
following his heart.
Yeah, like actually, you're right.
Because he literally just like took everything, like anything that he felt like say if I saw that motorcycle over there and I followed the motorcycle.
Yeah,
that's basically what he did.
Yeah,
and then this motorcycle led him to something else.
Right.
And then, like, let's say if he jumped onto a truck that shipped him to China and he found something, like, amazing in China, and now he, like, changed his life forever.
Yeah.
Like, it's, like, super
Well,
rich.
And I guess his thing was big on the whole universe is being connected and it's speaking to you.
Yep.
But you just have to listen. Like, you have to be able to listen. And his thing was listening to your heart, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one, though.
Yeah.
What else are you thinking about?
I don't know.
Huh?
I'm just thinking about, I'm really good at Fortnite. Not really. My edits are fast. Not really, but yeah, they're fast.
Dude, you're obsessed with Fortnite, and I'm obsessed with, like, following your heart, bro.
Yeah, I know.
It's with, like, being happy, bro, and just following your heart. But no, that's cool. Hey, did that teacher come back? You want to tell the story?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from last week that you said.
Okay, so I forgot the first part. Oh no. Okay, so look, I remember this teacher. I can't remember what her name is, but she was like, well, she wanted to mention. She's like, you'll have more job opportunities. I'm like, but I'm not like really into that stuff. She's like, why not? Because like it's just not me. Like I don't want to work for someone else. Like I know I probably am. Like maybe one day.
Right.
Maybe. Like. But I don't know, it's just, and okay, so like,
It's all right,
I'm getting
bro.
nervous,
You're good.
bro.
It's okay. It happens because it's your. But I mean, I think it's funny.
He said, "I can't with you," because I was like, "I want to make gaming a career and like all this stuff."
Yeah, because
And she's like,
I remember
can't."
from what
And then she was like, "Don't you want a normal job?" I'm like, "Why do I want a normal job?"
Yeah, and I think that was the one thing that tripped me out. It's all right if you're nervous; it happens or whatever. I think for some reason it's weird.
Yeah,
this makes it weird. Like I'm telling you, because the conversation is like
we've never done this before.
That's why. That's why.
Like
like,
the very
and we're
first
talking
time.
about the mic. So whoever's listening, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
No, because it's the thing is that it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Because literally, it's like, oh, what do I do with my hands? Should I like put them in here? I'll just cross them. It's like just be normal. It's like, okay, yeah. It's like, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, so it's fine. But I guess trying to add more detail to your story. I remember from when she told me was that she kind of told you like, well, you could have more job opportunities if you know Spanish. Don't you want to have like I guess a job? Or I think that's when you told her you want to get into like gaming and this and that and be famous, right? Or something along the lines.
Yeah.
And she said, well, don't you just want a normal job?
Yeah.
That was like her response.
I'm like, not really.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't with you.
Yeah, and I think because she was trying to convince you, right?
Yeah.
As far as to like.
There's the Lamborghini thing over there.
What was that?
No, the Porsche. Because remember you told me about the dude that wanted to get a Porsche one day, and then it was called. He was like working at this DVD store or something like that, and like all the workers said, "No, I can't do that." And like what's it called? So like he was looking at papers to see which Porsche he would pick.
The Auto Trader.
Yeah, there we go. And so one of the workers or something like that, it was like, "Hey, why are you looking at that?" He's like, "Oh, because I want to buy a Porsche one day."
Yeah.
And so he's like, "But you're not that rich. That's so much money."
Yeah, I think he told them. Yeah, and that's cool that you remember that story. But yeah, he was the manager of the video store.
Yeah, there you go.
And he told them something along the lines like, "You really shouldn't do that to yourself because the reality is that you'll probably never have that car." And he even said like the dude wasn't trying to be mean to him, but I guess he was trying to save him from what in his mind thought like, dude, you're gonna fail, so you might as well don't even try. Don't put your hopes that high. But it's like that's crazy talk. Obviously, like we had talked about, it's like, dude, that's crazy. To think that you can't make it, like that's the craziness. But he was trying to convince him, like, bro, don't even dream about that stuff because you probably won't even get it, and it's gonna like, and it's like, bro. But you remember the other part of that story?
Oh yeah, like 20 years later or something like that. He like
it was actually a few years later.
Yeah,
I suppose it was like 5 years, like 4 or 5 years later.
He made like a big sale or something like that. He like just made a big sale and he got the Porsche and he rolled up to the same DVD store. All of them were still working there.
All the workers are still there.
All of the workers were still there. And he went inside. The manager or one of them said, "Is that your dad's car?"
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Not really."
Yeah,
and then he just walked
exactly.
out and then he went back in the store.
Yeah, and he just like took off. But you see, that's I really like that story. And I guess the guy, he was like the first person to ever make $1 million on the internet.
Yeah.
Like the first in history, like one of the history of the internet when it first started. And I think I forgot what he sold or whatever, or the stuff that he would sell, but he was the first one. But it was all in a sense, and I think I've heard this with some other stuff. It's kind of like, do you know how to bake apple pie?
No.
Now, will you ever learn how to make an apple pie if you never actually research it?
No.
So it sounds dumb, but it's kind of like if you want to know how to make an apple pie, you have to first think about wanting an apple pie and wanting to learn how to make it. And then you have to look up the recipe, right?
Yep.
It sounds really silly and dumb, but it's the same thing with like wanting to be rich, wanting to make money, wanting to do this. How is anyone going to think that they could do something if they don't even look into the recipe? They don't look for the recipe.
They don't put any effort.
Exactly.
But
I
don't know how to say it. They don't like. It was the way they're taught. They weren't taught right.
Yeah, you see, and that's the thing that we've talked about that a lot before, where we can't blame them or be like, oh, it's because they're sheep. I know we mess around like that, but the reality is, like you said, you're right.
You're all in a circle.
They're all in that circle, like we said, that picture with the people just following each other, or even like in the movie, he did the same thing where the 3 guys were walking, and they were walking differently at first, but then afterwards they all started walking in the same manner over and over and over, and then everybody was clapping, and it was the whole conformity. And you know what conformity means, right?
Not really.
It's kind of like Like, let's say the teacher that told you, is like, don't you want a normal job? Don't you want to be like everybody else? Don't you just want to fall in line and go in the circle? Just conform. It's like, just be normal. Like, you know, it's like, why reach for the stars? Just do the normal. It's almost like that, conformity. It's like not giving up, but kind of like it's almost like giving up on your dreams. At least I feel that way. Conformity, it's like that's like death while being alive.
It's like if there's an apple tree with millions of apples, and you're like, but you have to, let's say you have to go across the river
To get it. But you're like, that's fine. I'll just eat what's on the ground over here.
No, but there's nothing else. There's no other food. It's almost like that. It's
almost like that
to me.
Well, they won't even try to cross the river to get to the millions of apples. That's true. That's actually good. Yeah.